Just for the sake of definition, I have given you the exact textbook definition about Bernoulli random variable. But what I'll do is, I'll take examples and in simple words I'll explain you this concept first. So in this particular random variable, this random variable will take two values, either 0 or 1. So simply put, let us say you are at a gambling, okay, and you are at a table, and this game is like this. Someone will throw a die and you are supposed to pick a number, and if the number you picked up, if it turns up, then it means that you won it, right? Then that particular number I call it as a success, and the other numbers I call it as a failure, right? So for example, what I mean to say is, now we are talking about the dice. You are rolling the dice. Now you have picked up, okay, what is the sample space? Sample space is going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Let us say you have picked up number 1, right? What does it mean? If you pick up this number and if this number comes on the dice, then it means that you get a success, and if any of these other numbers comes up, then it means that it is a failure, right? Then the probability of this event is 1 by 6 and the probability of all the remaining events is 5 by 6. Therefore, according to this experiment, the probability of success is 1 by 6 and the probability of failure is 5 by 6. Therefore, probability of success we denote like this: P of capital X equal to 1, right? So what do you mean by P of capital X equal to 1 means? See, these two ones are different. What I mean here is, it is denoting the probability of success. Probability of success equal to 1 by 6, and P of capital X equal to 0. It is nothing but failure. It is 5 by 6. Now here this random variable capital X is called as Bernoulli random variable. So what does it mean? In any experiment, you should be able to divide the outcomes into two parts. One is success and other is failure. Now capital X equal to 1 means you have succeeded. Capital X equal to 0 means you have failed. For all these, for this entire event of getting all these numbers, we are assigning the random variable will take the value 0. For this value, the random variable will take the value 1, right? Probability that X equal to 1 is called as probability of success, and probability that X equal to 0 is called as probability of failure, which means in any experiment, if we can divide the sample space into success and failure, and if we can find out the probability of success and give it as the probability that X will take it as 1, and the probability of failure and give it as the probability that X will take it as 0, then such a random variable is called as Bernoulli random variable. Therefore, Bernoulli random variable will take only two values, one is 0 and other is 1, isn't it? So what is the difference between the earlier ones and this one? Nothing is different here, just the number of values it can take has changed, and in fact it is again a discrete random variable. Why? It can take only discrete values 0 and 1. It is not taking a continuous range, isn't it? You can see one more example. Assume that people are flipping two coins, right? And the experiment is people are flipping two coins. Then what are the events? Head tail, tail head, and tail tail. Now you have decided that if you get two heads, you will win, otherwise you will lose. Then in this case, the success is nothing but this one, and the failure is nothing but this one. So what does it mean? This is the entire probability of failure, and this event is completely failure event, and this event is success event. Therefore, what is the probability that you will win? Probability for X equal to 1 is nothing but probability of HS, which is nothing but 1 by 4. What is the probability of a failure? Probability of X equal to 0 is 3 by 4. Got it? And since we have defined a random variable for just two events, success and failure, and we have divided this entire sample space into two events, success and failure, and we have given these probabilities, it is called as Bernoulli experiment, right? Or you can simply take like this: maybe your experiment may be flipping one coin, then what about sample space head and tails? Then you might have picked up head as success and tail as failure, right? then what is the probability of success? If it is a fair coin, probability of success is going to be 1 by 2. Probability of failure, if it is a fair coin, it is going to be 1 by 2. Since again you have divided the sample space into two events, success and failure, and you have defined a random variable x in such a way that x takes a value 1 whenever there is success and x takes a value 0 whenever there is a failure, and you have assigned these probabilities, you can call this variable x, this random variable, which is of course a discrete random variable, as Bernoulli random variable. Now let's see the definition. See this: in an experiment whose outcome can be classified as either a success or a failure, let capital X equal to 1 if the outcome is success and capital X equal to 0 if it is a failure. Then the probability mass function, okay, there is a term called as probability mass function, which is nothing but assigning probabilities to the values of random variables, which means this one, right? So what is the probability that capital X equal to 1? It is 1 by 4. Capital X equal to 0 is 3 by 4. This is called as probability mass function, right? The function which is assigning probabilities for all possible values of a discrete random variable in general is called as probability mass function. So that is the standard terminology. You need not by heart it, you can just think of it as a probability function. That is also fine, but I have taken exact words from the textbook, right? Say this: in an experiment whose outcome can be classified as either a success or failure. In this case, this entire thing is classified as success and this entire thing is classified as failure. In this case, this is success, this is failure, this is success, this is failure, right? Either as success or a failure. Let capital X equal to 1 if outcome is success. Say this: capital X equal to 1 if outcome is 1 in this case, if outcome is 1 1, if outcome is head, right? So is success, and capital X equal to 0 if it is failure. Then the probability mass function of capital X is given by P of X equal to 0 is equal to 1 minus P, and P of X equal to 1 equal to P. So what they mean to say is, if you add these two up, you are going to get 1. Check this: add these two, you are going to get 1, add these two, you are going to get 1, add these two, you are going to get 1. Got it? Then X is a Bernoulli random variable. So simply put, in any experiment, if you have only two possible outcomes, even though the outcomes are many, if you can divide them into two broad classes, one is success and other is failure, and if you can assign a random variable denoting success and failure, then such a random variable is called as Bernoulli random variable. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkey's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkey, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkey is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkey. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have, you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.